right, guys, let's head to the NBA. Huge matchup out west. Lakers at Thunder, two of the hottest teams in the NBA. OKC's won 15-16. The Lakers have won 13-14. They have the two leading scorers in all of the land. Luka Doncic first at almost 34 points per game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander second in the NBA at almost 32. SGA, as you know, is the MVP favorite. Luka's third, Wemby second. They meet twice in the next few days. And tonight is in Oklahoma City. Meanwhile, four of the top five teams in the West have clinched the playoffs. Thunder, Spurs, and Lakers already locking up their respective divisions. The Rockets sit a half a game ahead of the Timberwolves, each of them trying to lock up their playoff seeding. And boy, if you're the Lakers, you probably don't want to see the T-Wolves again. Our Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin and senior NBA reporter Brian Windhurst join us now. So Dave, let me start with you, because these two meetings against Oklahoma City in the next couple days could certainly be seen as a litmus test for the Lakers on both sides of the floor. What's Los Angeles saying about this important stretch?
Well, Hannah, J.J. Redick, who, by the way, earlier this week became the first Lakers coach to win back-to-back 50-win seasons since Phil Jackson more than 15 years ago, says we got to focus on ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, while they've been having this success, they've been exacting some revenge against teams that beat them earlier in the year, like Houston, like the New York Knicks, like the Cavs, who beat them by 30 earlier in the year. Now they have an opportunity against a Thunder team that's 2-0 against them this year, including a 29-point win on this court back in November. Now, LeBron James says that in focusing on themselves, they had to keep building good habits and not take for granted these 6 games remaining that they have. They got to continue to keep playing their best basketball and not look ahead to the playoffs, because the Thunder, I'm told, I spoke to a source within their organization today, they're excited for tonight because they haven't been whole for most of the season. They've had the second most missed games of any roster, so they're looking like tonight is a chance for them to be able to play the Lakers at full strength.
Yeah, and they also have the Spurs, right, coming down the pike there. I mean, they want to hang on to that #1 seed. If they meet the Spurs, they want to have that home court advantage. Wendy, it's going to be really interesting to see how productive Luka's going to be. He's just been absolutely on fire, but he's going to face that Thunder defense. We don't know what SGA is going to have in store. Who knows? Wemby was incredible again last night. What do you make of this MVP race down the stretch?
It's like a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a Bugatti powering down the highway. They're all going fast, but nobody's gaining on anybody. I mean, you look at the statistics are crazy. Yes, Luka has just had one of the greatest months of scoring in league history, but I'm not sure. They don't name a player of the month in March. They do it March and April. I'm not sure who I would name player of the month, much less player of the season. And that's the thing. I think while Luka has been so impressive and the Lakers have been so impressive, not only are Victor and Shai putting up equally impressive numbers, their teams aren't losing. Shai has only lost one game that he's played in a month and a half. Victor's only lost one game that he's played in almost 2 months. This race is crazy, and I know that a lot of the Laker fans and J.J. Redick, he's been impassioned about thinking that Luka should be in this race. I don't think he's gained any ground. I think, unfortunately, he's a distant third right now between these two guys going for the MVP.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And meanwhile, on the other side with the Lakers, of course, the big question is their defense, Dave. Obviously, they are going to have their hands full and then some with SGA. I want to ask you about the foul baiting, which has recently become a topic of discussion about his game. So what is the message from L.A. and Redick, Ben, in that regard?
JJ said the other night that, quite frankly, being able to draw fouls like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does is a skill. And he said all the best scorers that have been in the modern NBA have benefited from padding their scoring totals with that extra 10 free throw attempts per game. A lot of times it's because you're putting the defense in a compromised position where they're left no choice but to foul you, or you're going to get a wide open look. And the Lakers, JJ wants them to play with a sense of physicality and establish that early, so perhaps the referees will let some of that physicality go when it comes to ticky-tack situations. Now, the Lakers are going to have their hands full with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, even more so, though, because there would be no Marcus Smart out there, and he's been their best perimeter defender all season long. He's still dealing with a groin and ankle injury, and they hope to have him back sometime, hopefully before the end of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm with Wendy earlier today. I want to see at least one of these matchups come down to clutch time because SGA leads the league in clutch time points, and the Lakers are the best clutch time team in the NBA. So that could be a lot of fun. Dave, Wendy, thanks.
Wendy waking up in a new
Lakers meeting tonight in a battle of two of the top teams in the West, the defending champs. They've won 15 of 16, including 10 in a row at home. They're coming off an overtime win over the Pistons on Monday, where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dropped 47 points. Lakers, they're also red hot. They've won 16 of their last 18 games. Luka Doncic has scored at least 40 points in his last 3. If Luka scores 40 again, he'll be the first Laker with 4 straight 40-point games since Kobe in 2012. We are on the scene in OKC with Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin. Dave, Lakers a little shorthanded tonight without Marcus Smart. What will be essential for them to pull off the road upset?
Yeah, Kevin, Smart's certainly their best one-on-one perimeter defender, so it'll have to be a team effort here, being able to establish physicality while trying to keep Shai Gilgeous-Alexander off the foul line. Certainly easier said than done. And then the Lakers' offense can help their defense. Prior to the All-Star break, the Lakers were 21st in the league in turnover percentage. They're third since the All-Star break. So when they take care of that basketball, you're not giving the Thunder a chance to get out and run 3-on-2, 2-on-1 situations where then either you're giving up an open layup or you have to foul them. So certainly the Lakers need to be cognizant of playing with that offensive flow that's been going through Luka Doncic as the primary playmaker, then the touches going to Austin Reeves and touches going to LeBron James. It's been working thus far, but tonight is a big test.
Okay, let's go to the defending champs. The Thunder, they can lock down that #1 seed. What else is this team hoping to accomplish in these final games before the playoffs?
Kevin, I realize that we're looking at the top of the Western Conference standings and seeing the Thunder there once again. It's incredible to consider that they have the second most missed games due to injury of any team in the league. So you're talking about 36 missed games for Jalen Williams, 23 missed games for Isaiah Hartenstein, 13 missed games for A.J. Mitchell. Added up, and you're talking about a team that hasn't had a ton of time to play with their preferred lineups. And so they're excited, a team source told me, to be able to basically play at full strength over this final stretch of the regular season and have a chance to tinker with those lineups, find out what works best, and get some momentum with their true playoff rotation with this last week and a half before the actual curtain comes up on the NBA postseason.
That is, we had a graphic there underneath while you were talking about it. 8 games with their starting 5, 75 minutes, and here we are talking about a 1 seed. That is remarkable. OKC has not lost at home with SGA in the lineup since January 25th. Dave, thank you so much. And we've got a new development. Kevin Nagani back with you, Sports Center, or is it Wemby Center? Well, it's certainly Victor Wembanyama's world, and we're just living in it. Another monster performance last night from the 22-year-old. 41 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a win over the Warriors. San Antonio, they have won 10 straight. The Spurs have now won 15 straight games with Wemby in the lineup. First player since Bob McAdoo in 1974 to have 40 points, 15 boards, and 2 blocks in back-to-back games. And he's the second favorite to win MVP. He spoke to SVP about the MVP race last night.
I think that all the greats, that are in the Hall of Fame or that are, in our mind, the best of all time, they have fought and grabbed everything they could grab early on in their career, And if I want to make my spot among the greats, I got to try to not miss any occasion I have to put my name up there.
I just love everything about that. It's great to have 3-time NBA champ and former Spur Danny Green joining us now with the topic of Wemby specifically. He's been very outgoing about the idea of winning this MVP. And since those comments, how about back-to-back 40-point nights in wins specifically here? What more can this big man do to win this award?
I mean, it's not much more individually. He just has to continue to win. That group has to continue to win. In order for him to surpass Shai, they have to get the #1 overall seed, unfortunately. But, I mean, he can still do it without that. He has to keep putting up these 40 balls. If Shai drops at any at all, if OKC loses a couple games. But everything he does, man, is just unbelievable. It's must-see TV. People are kind of believing it's AI. I'm not sure if it's real or not. But he's just a special, unique person, man. So it's exciting to watch. I know he's not playing tonight, everybody, the Clippers or everybody in LA was trying to go catch that game, even though OKC and Lakers have a game. So if he was playing, people would choose that game over the Lakers game. But unfortunately, he's sitting out tonight. But he's done more than enough to win MVP this year.
He brings a certain buzz, must-see TV whenever he's on the floor. We've seen that so far in the regular season. But in that conversation with SVP last night, Wemby talked about the playoff experience or lack thereof. Listen to this.
Yeah, we don't have experience, right? Screw it. I mean, that's all we got. We're not going to play any different ways just because it is this way. I mean, we're still going to play 100% and go to try to win this championship. Screw it.
I love everything about that energy, right? He's fearless, he's young, he's 22. Let's just move on. You can't measure us, right? Screw it, right? What do you think about this team and specifically making a playoff run to win a title?
I think they have all the capabilities, man. They have the depth, they have the superstar power, they have the coaching, and they do have some experience. People think that they're babies, but they do have De'Aaron Fox. They do have Harrison Barnes. They have Luke Cornett. Two guys have championship DNA, know what it takes to get there. De'Aaron Fox has played in the playoffs. Keldon Johnson's been there, for 7 years or so. So they do have experience. But with his attitude and his approach, that's the main reason why I think they're capable. F it, right? Screw it. We are going to go out and play hard, 110%. And the others follow what their stars do. If your star's coming in with no shakiness or lack of any confidence and playing his best basketball, the other guys will come in as well and have that same approach.
Cannot wait. I cannot wait for the playoff run to see how deep these teams go, especially out west. Keep in mind, though, Danny made a reference. Wemby's not playing tonight against the Clippers. Right ankle injury management. Danny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The winner goes